So we'll just start the webinar.
Yeah.
Age does not define success, hard work does. Being a graduate from one of the most prestigious institutes of the country, IIT, he could have earned a very high package. But he chose the road less traveled. He decided to serve his nation. He decided to become an IPS officer. IPS is a highly respected post in the internal security system of India. IPS is the most fundamental pillar of Indian democracy. IPS plays a pivotal role in establishing law and order at the grassroots level of our country. And being an IPS officer is an achievement in itself. So today we have with us Mr. Adarsh Pachera from Jaipur, Rajasthan. Mr. Adarsh cleared the 2017 examination of civil services and attained All India rank of 231. And he was allotted police service after that. He also did his BTech in engineering physics from IIT Delhi. He is currently working as an assistant superintendent of police in Chengalpattu district of Tamil Nadu. It's a great pleasure and esteemed honor to have you with us today, sir.
Hello. Thank you, Sakshi. Thank you very much for welcoming to this portal. And I hope this session will be fruitful to all the people who are listening to me. And I hope it will go well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for taking out your time from your hectic and very busy schedule. So we are going to kickstart this session and we are also highly excited to have you here. And first question we are going to ask you is a question that a student wants to ask. So let's listen to that. What is it?
Hi sir, I am Aditya CG. I am studying grade 1. I want to know about at what stage in your life did you decide to try for IPS and what was the reason? Thank you sir.
May I know the name of the kid?
Aditya.
Aditya. Hello, Aditya. Actually, my father and my grandfather both were there in police service only. So some influence was already there, but the final decision was taken, I think, when I was ending my UG degree at IIT Delhi. In the last year of my UG degree, I decided that I'll go for civil services.
So, sir, what really inspired you to go for civil services at that particular point of time?
My father, grandfather were already there. So I've been looking at them, uniformed people. So one inspiration was that, and there was some sort of that society has given us so much.
Okay, sir. So when you were a child,
which makes people happy. Yeah.
I think there was some connection error. Can you just repeat this entire thing? What you said?
There is some lag actually, connection lag because of which. Yeah. Okay, so the inspiration was already there from childhood, and see, because I was seeing from childhood my father, my grandfather, and I wanted to do something for the society because making people happy makes you happy also. I thought in that way. So that's why I decided that I'll go for civil services. I'll try my best to help people in whatever way I can. So that was the deciding moment.
Okay, that's really great to know that you really wanted to serve the people of the country, and that's why you decided to take up IPS. Sir, was it there like you said that you had the influence from childhood? So was there any memory also attached to that? Because sometimes there are some experiences that mold your thinking, and or like you wanted to be in civil services since childhood, or was it like you wanted to be an engineer first, or then it kept on changing? How was it?
No, actually, I had a memory, very strong memory. I was in third class, I believe. That was my father's first posting. It was in Shahabad. It was in Kota district, and it will take you 6 hours from Kota headquarters to travel to that place. It was that remote location. There, some smugglers used to be there. This teakwood smugglers.
Okay.
So once my father had an encounter with one of such smugglers, and he had some injuries. He had a car accident. He had a uh, arms exchange also. But finally, he caught him, and the court used to be near our house. So when they were producing him in the court, my father was taking him, and we were standing on the gate, house gate. So I saw that procession, 2, 3 vehicles, police vehicles passed by. So that was a very impressive memory, I would say. So because I remember it very clearly. So that was one of the memories.
So when they were taking it, so you felt that this is what you want to do. I mean, like serve the nation, in this way. It's something very, you're dedicated.
Yeah, do my little bit to serve the country. Yeah.
So sometimes these memories are like, they leave a long-lasting impression. I'm sure you had yours. Sir, we are very impressed by the fact that you have cleared the toughest, exams in the country first. You got into IIT Delhi, and then you also cleared the civil services examination. So what is that one core thing that we would like to know, that what is that success mantra that you were able to achieve your goals, whatever you had decided for yourself?
I would say hard work, and you don't lie to yourself. Pick out your weaknesses, work on that, and use your strengths.
So basically, when you are saying, it's very impressive to, this is the first time I've heard, don't lie to yourself. So basically, can you please elaborate this?
You review yourself. Where am I going wrong? Suppose if you have a failure, then you review yourself. Where did I went wrong? If you do that correctly and you find out your mistakes, where were your mistakes, then you will be able to rectify them and you will be able to move forward. What people do is, हाँ हो जाएगा, अगली बार हो जाएगा, अगली बार हो जाएगा. But अगली बार क्यों हो जाएगा? If you are doing the same thing repetitively, it will not go in the same way, ना? It will go in the same way actually. तो इस बार नहीं हुआ तो अगली बार भी नहीं होगा. So you have to change and you have to rectify your mistakes. But to rectify your mistakes, first you have to identify. People are not ready to identify their mistakes. So that's the biggest problem, I believe.
That's so profound, and that's so impactful, because you're very right that we feel that this time, due to some reason, it didn't happen, and we're not able to identify what was that reason, what was the cause behind it.
Yeah, that cause you need to find out.
I think this is very important for children to understand, that if you're really aiming for something, if you really have a goal in your life, so don't just look at your strengths, look at the weakness and work upon that weakness. You need to identify why you are not able to reach where you want to, and then work on that. So most of the people, most of us, generally 99% of us, are not able to really work upon that, and we're always in that feeling thing that this time it didn't happen, I'll work hard. But how do you define that hard work? We really don't know how to do that.
Yeah, it has to be in a direction actually.
Yes, so most of us really don't bother about that. So it's very profound. So when you were like a 10-year-old boy, you said that you were in third grade and you saw that incident happening in front of you, and you thought that, yeah, this is something that I would really want to do when I grow up in my life. And now you're sitting here as an IPS officer, assistant superintendent of police. So there must have been a lot of ups and downs in your life. So what were those significant challenges that you faced during your journey? We would like to know that.
First challenge was that because I belong to Hindi medium schools, because I was traveling with my father. So till 10th standard, I was studying in Hindi medium school. My English was also not very good actually at that point of time. And after 10th, my father introduced me to IIT, to JEE exam. And I thought, okay, it's a good exam, I'll give it. But when I tried to get a coaching for it, all the coachings were in English medium only. And they rejected me, that saying, you're from Hindi medium, we can't take you. And for those coachings also, you had an entrance examination. Yes. So that was one point of rejection. And I overcame it by clearing their exam also and JEE also, finally. So first was that point. Then JEE I did not clear in the first attempt. I took the second attempt.
Okay.
As I said, don't lie to yourself. Huh? I knew that my preparation is not good. With this preparation, you cannot clear it. In 12th standard, when I was there, I was knowing deep down that I'll not get cleared. And when I gave it the next time, I was knowing deep down I'm going to clear whatever happens. Because actually, I'm a fan. I play snooker in my
Okay.
leisure time. I have a hobby of playing snooker. So in snooker, there is a very peculiar thing. As soon as you take the shot now, you will get to know whether it's going to pot or not. It's like a batsman going for a six. He knows after he has hit the ball, he will know whether it's going to go out of the boundary or not. So it is like that only. You don't lie to yourself. You know that you're not going to clear, or you know you're going to clear, whatever happens. So that was the second time that I knew I'm going to clear. Whatever rank may come, that's okay. That's a different thing. It may go a little up, it may go a little down. So that was the thing.
And then what after that? This is till the time you cleared IIT. And then the most, like, the toughest exam was about to come in the journey. So what were the challenges there?
Then again, IIT was also another challenge only to some extent, because again, Hindi medium, you have to cope up, you have to bring yourself, your standards up to their level. And first, you feel a little shy also, that where have I come? These people are not in my league, or I'm out of their league. And so you need to understand Hindi medium or English medium, it's only a language. It doesn't define your quality or your credentials. So you need to be, what do you call, confident in yourself. It's only a language you will learn with time. And your credentials will be defined by your work only, not by the language you're using. So that I realized, I think at the end of my 4 years, because I was a little shy in the beginning, but till the end, I became confident. Okay, this is okay. I can do it. Anybody can do it if they want. And after that, I decided to go for civil services. So in first attempt, I got this Indian Postal Service. In second attempt, I was on the brink but could not clear it. 4 marks less out of 2000 marks. So I thought, okay, I'm on the way only. I need some rectifications to be done, or some manipulations to be done, so that I cross that bridge threshold. And in the final attempt, I gave in 2016 civil services examination, and I cleared it to 31 rank.
So, I mean, this is very inspiring. The story that you've told us, the challenges that you've faced, and the example that you gave of snooker is very brilliant. I mean, you when you do it, you know whether you're going to, clear it or not. Whatever you're doing in your
Yes,
life,
yes, yes.
irrespective of these exams, whatever you want to become, you actually know within deep down within yourself that whether you have done the preparation for it or not, and whether you're going to make it or not. And if you're not going to make it, you have two choices. Either you just accept it, that and you say that it's not my cup of tea, or maybe it's too difficult for me. Or the second choice that you have is that you work on the weakness, you work on those areas that need improvement, and also
Yeah.
definitely you take your strength along, but what are the areas that I need to work upon. I think that is the success mantra that you have adapted, like throughout, and you knew that that this is somewhere you worked on your strengths, where that maybe you are not talking in English, and you might not be able to communicate that well. It doesn't matter, the language doesn't matter, it's just your personality, it's just your confidence that matters at the end of the day. And you sailed through your college time, and then you knew that wherever you had to work on your weakness, when you second time attempted the civil services, even then you didn't give up. You knew that it is just a matter of few rectifications. Otherwise, somebody could have
Yeah.
thought that I've given it twice, I might not give a third attempt, I've already done enough. But you tried and you knew where to work upon. So, I mean, it is quite impressive, and I think all the young viewers who are watching it should, really take understand this thing, that this is what you need to achieve. Like, this is how you achieve the goals that you have decided for yourself. So now my next question to you, sir, is that most of the people know that what civil service examinations are, but I would still like you to elaborate that that what these civil service examinations are and how can children attempt it, what they actually need to do to get into this and serve the country.
Uh, First of all, the exam is conducted in 3 phases. First is the preliminary examination, second is the mains examination, and the third is the interview. So, preliminary examination is only a qualifying examination. You need to come into the first top 10,000 or 15,000 people to appear for the mains. If you are clearing pre only, then you'll be appearing for the mains. So, approximately 5 lakh people apply for the UPSC examination. And out of that, depending on the seats, suppose there are 1,000 seats, they'll take around 15,000 people, top 15,000 people who will clear the preliminary examination. And those 15,000 people only will write the mains. In preliminary examination also, there are 2 papers. One is general knowledge, one is CSAT. CSAT again is only passing. Out of 200 marks, you have to get 33% marks only. If you clear that 33% marks, then only your general studies paper will be evaluated. And that evaluation, from the evaluation of the general studies paper, one ranking list will be made who has got the highest marks, second highest marks, third highest marks. And those who have got who have come in the top 15,000 will be selected for the mains. After this, just a minute, Sakshi. கொஞ்சம் வெயிட் பண்ண சொல்லுங்க. Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. For the mains, for the second phase, mains is divided into 9 papers of 3 hours each. And every paper is marked 250 marks. Out of them, 2 papers are English and 1 regional language, whatever state you belong to. Maybe Tamil Nadu, then you can go for Tamil. Telangana, you can go for Telugu. Whatever language, local language. One is English, and the other language you can choose according to your own preference. Both of these papers are only again passings. You have to get 30% or 33% marks. Only after you get these qualifying papers, then other 7 subjects will be evaluated for you. Other 7 subjects will be 4 papers from general studies, 1 paper from essay, and 2 papers from your chosen subject, optional subject, what you call. Okay. So all these papers combinedly mark up to 1750. Each paper 250 marks, 1750 marks. Out of these 750 marks, one rank again list will be made who has got the highest numbers, who have got the second highest marks, third highest marks. Out of these people, around if 1,000 seats are there, 3 times of that people will be selected. Approximately 3,000 people will be selected, top 3,000 people. They'll be called for interview. That is the third phase. Then interview will be conducted for 275 marks. And these interview marks will be added to your mains marks. So suppose you got 1,000 marks out of the 1,750 marks, and in interview you got 150 marks. So 150 will be added to the 1,000, and your total will become 1,150. And again another list will be prepared after adding the interview marks, who has got the first highest marks, second highest mark, third highest marks. And suppose there are 1,000 seats, so top 1,000 people in that list will be allotted what do you call recruitment letters.
So it's a very, very detailed, I think, the process is quite detailed. And, a lot of exams you need to pass through and you need to understand each and every step. So definitely, no doubt why is it called the most difficult exam in the country, because you have to pass through so many layers. So sir, now civil service examination done, you became an IPS officer. So what is the role of an IPS officer? Can you please elaborate? We see in movies like the police officer, Singham, this, that. So is it like that in real life also?
Yeah, to some extent, but not always.
So how is it? Just
Actually,
tell me, how is a day
IPS,
of an IPS officer?
IPS officers are basically supposed to be supervisory officers. The field level officers are sub inspectors and inspectors. So most of the time they'll be dealing with the cases. They'll be handling the accused. They'll be booking FIRs. They'll be charge sheeting the cases. They'll be going to the courts. As supervisory officers, our work is to supervise them that they are doing everything correctly. Since IPS are recruited against the vacancies of SP, Superintendent of Police in a district, in a state. Suppose Tamil Nadu is having 40 districts. So 40 SPs will be there, 40 superintendents of police will be there. How many vacancies are there for them? Against that, only seats will be asked from the central government that we need 5 people, 6 people in a single year for Tamil Nadu. So as an SP, you will be controlling around, I think, 30 to 40 stations, police stations.
Okay.
And controlling 30 to 40 police stations is a very difficult task. But because somewhere some girl has gone missing, somewhere some rape case has come, somewhere some POXO case has come, somewhere one murder has happened, somewhere one snatching has happened, a robbery has happened, one housebreaking has happened in the night. So in a day, I believe one SP will be reviewing 10 to 20 cases on a district. So he need to see that all the FIRs are done correctly, all the sections which have been added are correct. Snatching is being treated as snatching only, it is not being bugged. In police, what happens is there's a habit of bugging crime. They don't report. Even if public is reporting, they don't report to the superior officers. So we need to, through intelligence branch, we need to be in touch with the ground level people that the inspector or sub inspector is not bugging their work. They are properly registering FIRs, they are properly putting charge sheets to those FIRs, and all the accused, they are following up the cases in courts. Then some other side works are also there, like passport verification, police verification, traffic regulation. Some function is there, so you need to regulate the crowd also. Some temple bandobast is there, some festival is there. Dashera ka mela hai, Diwali ka kuch hai. So you need to put police strength there also. CM is moving, you need to provide security for him. In my subdivision, the highway is there for around, I think, 25 to 30 kilometers. And it is the only exit route from Chennai to Tamil Nadu. So it is a very heavy highway. So we need to regulate traffic on this highway. And there's a bottleneck point where always we get traffic jam. So if we are not focusing, the traffic jam will be of that manner that it will take you 5 to 6 hours to clear it. And tomorrow it will be in newspapers that police is not working fine, not working sufficiently to manage the traffic. So all these, except all these side works, then rescue operations, police manages. Recently, Tamil Nadu, my subdivision, because we are near to Mahabalipuram, floods were there. So on roads, I think 2 feet, 3 feet water was there. So police was busy in rescue works also. So other than the major law and order and crime job, police has other side jobs, multiple side jobs also. So that keeps us busy. And as IPS officers, you need to supervise that everything is being done correctly. And if it is not being done correctly, you have the power to penalize those officers who are not doing it correctly. And if suppose if some SC/ST cases come or some dowry prohibition cases come, for that a subdivision level officer like me, as I'm ASP right now, he will be the investigating officer, because in our SC/ST law, Prevention of Atrocities Act, government has specifically said that only a DSP level or ASP level officer can investigate a SC/ST case. Inspectors cannot. So that personal investigation will also be there. And suppose if the case is very serious, the SP is also supposed to take up some cases as investigating officers.
Sir, I am like already exhausted listening to the kind of work you're doing, and hats off to you. I mean, the kind of work that you do, handling so many cases, doing so many things. So, the list is endless. It's very easy to sit here as, common people and criticize police or criticize the system. But, getting deep down into it, you understand that how many challenges are there, what all needs to be done. And as public, we really need to understand all of this, as a common man, so that we respect the system, we develop the trust on the system. Otherwise it's very easy, we see in media, this is not happening, that is not happening, we're always on the criticizing part. So I also want to know that what these young children who are watching this right now, you are doing so much for the country, the police is doing so much, what can they do on their part to serve the nation?
See, to serve the nation, you need not be a police officer only. Okay, there is a section called fundamental duties in our constitution. There are some duties designated for every citizen of India, that you follow the rules. Follow rules means follow the law, follow everything, whatever your government, you pay your taxes regularly. Now recently we have seen plastic has become a menace for pollution and everything. So recycling waste, not buying unnecessary things, and recycling and segregating waste has also become a very big issue.
Yes.
So even if you are teaching a kid that he should put his what do you call chocolate wrapper in the dustbin and in the correct dustbin, that is a very big thing, because he'll remember it for his life and he'll be putting it there only if you teach him that. Otherwise, we are struggling to manage the solid waste. As we know, plastic wrappers, plastic bottles, plastic equipments, so many plastic is there.
That's true. I mean, that little steps that, we can do just by being a good citizen, I think. And by good citizens,
Yeah.
I mean that you abide the laws, the rules, and you follow the duties, the fundamental duties, definitely. You understand the environment. You are not destroying the public property. That is another thing that people very often do. I think, just taking these little steps, I think, and just not being in the criticizing, always being in the criticizing mode. Rather, if the road is not fine, something is not working, what are you doing as an individual to improvise it? I think we also need to look at those steps. And I think this much will be good enough to start with as a kid, as a child, to serve the nation. So, sir, I had asked you a lot of questions. But now I want, even kids are having a lot of questions. So now we will be playing their videos because they want to ask you.
Good day, sir. My name is Manuel. I am studying in grade 6 at AM Jain School, Chennai. Sir, my question for you is how can we create the awareness among the school children to educate ourselves to discriminate the crimes happening in the society and protect our nation?
Okay. He is asking about crimes happening in society and how can we create awareness among the children, school children, regarding those things.
Yes.
So first of all, there was a campaign, big campaign from the government of India, if you remember, Ghanti Bajao. It was regarding this domestic violence thing. Whenever a husband is beating up or mentally torturing his wife, the neighbor is supposed to ring the bell.
Okay.
And ring the bell means he can, and there was an advertisement in TV also, if you remember, that something of this sort was happening in the house. One neighbor comes and he rings the bell, so they get disturbed, and he went back. The owner comes out and see, oh, nobody is there. Again, he goes inside and he'll start fighting with his wife. Again, the neighbor comes and ring the bell. He gets again disturbed, and that way the lady is saved from the trauma of that husband. So Ghanti Bajao Karke, it was a very big campaign from the government of India. So that kind of thing can be initiated. And then I think Poo to the Loo was one other campaign. I think it was from World Bank, or I don't know, or UNICEF. But Poo to the Loo, it was regarding this open defecation thing. So those kind of campaigns, awareness functions can be started in schools, especially regarding this sexual abuse of children,
Yes, sir.
POXO cases. What is appropriate touch? What is inappropriate touch? Who's supposed to touch you? Who's not supposed to touch you? Where they're supposed to touch you? Where they're not supposed to touch you, except your parents. So that kind of awareness programs, then sexual awareness programs will go a long way in creating awareness regarding crimes among children. First thing this, then dowry prohibition. We see it every day in our society, but we never acknowledge it. We never report it. Dowry prohibition, domestic violence. So that sort of thing. If you're seeing it, report it to the police.
Sir, I've always seen that, the local people, children, everybody's scared of the police. There is not that friendly relation. There is always a gap. Reporting to a police is a very big thing. Oh my God, what is going to happen? We are going to get stuck now in this particular case. Should we help? Should we not? Even if it is a simple road accident that happens, we're always scared to help. So, because we're scared to go to the police. So, how can we remove that fear? What do you think? What is a solution to that? Why is there so much of gap between police and people?
See, police was established by Britishers as a means for controlling the people, not to regulate the law and order. The first objective was only to control the people. And second objective was, okay, law and order will be maintained. So that attitude is there in police, especially lower ranks to some extent. They feel that they have entitlement of some extent to some, that they can treat other people badly. This is changing, but it is taking time, first of all. And secondly, this thing, our paper procedures are very lengthy and nobody wants to get into paper procedures. So that's why they avoid police. So if you know that Kerala police has initiated a Jan Maitri program, in that what happens is one person is assigned to one village and that person visits the villages every month. One village, he will go, he will interact with the local people, he will play with the children, they will organize a tournament, they'll play in the uniform, they'll visit in the uniform so that people come to know who is the local policeman. Similar kind of thing is being done in Tamil Nadu also, village vigilance committee. Through that, local police, local constables are going to villages, they're talking to local people, they're playing, not playing exactly in Tamil Nadu, but in Kerala they're doing it. They're organizing basketball, volleyball, cricket with local people. And when you get friendly with somebody, when you know him on personal basis, you'll not feel hesitated to approach them. So that sort of thing can be implemented to other states also, I believe, but it will take some time. We are changing, but the machinery will move very slowly. That is the problem of a big machine.
Yes. But I think it's a very good initiative, and I think getting to know the police officer, playing with them, because even parents say that you will go to police if you do this, this thing, that thing. So that scary thing is generated. This is imbibed in us from the very young age. So I think this needs to go away, and we need to be more friendly with the police so that we can approach for things. I think that in itself will be a very great initiative, and it will help people a lot to approach police for anything wrong that is happening in the society.
Yes,
So
yes,
so
yes, yes.
so you have spoken about a wonderful initiative, not just villages. I think it should happen just everywhere in the country to create that kind of environment. So now we have more
Yes.
questions coming from students.
Hello, sir. My name is Sanjana Agarwal, and I am a student of Standard 12 from St. Anthony's Junior College, Agra. Sir, my question to you is that during your service, what is the most challenging task that you have got, and how did you accomplish that? Thank
I hope the question was clear.
What is the most challenging task you have gone through and how did you accomplish it, I believe? Huh? That is what
Yes.
she's asking. Mm, I think I would say actually I did not accomplish it, but one of the tasks I'll mention. Last year, September, I joined on 25th September as a regular ASP in Chengalpattu, Tamil Nadu. And just 2 days after, one murder case happened. So I went to the spot, and when I reached there, the body is lying. I should not describe, I believe, because of the children.
Yes.
Just a minute, huh? I'll take some time. I need to
Yeah.
attend a call.
Not an issue.
Hello. Yeah, Sakshi. So one murder happened, and we were trying to look for the accused. So we were investigating the local people, their relatives, their friends, the deceased friends, and all through this, because this was my first murder case. During training, I could not see, luckily or unluckily, whatever you can say. So this was my first murder case. So I was a little taken aback. Okay, what is this happening? I was not exactly sure what to do, what not to do. So my inspectors were there, my crime team was there, my SP was also there. Everybody is helping me that you do this, check for some CCTV footage nearby area, and you check for tower locations, cell call details also. You check with local people who saw this thing happening. So that was one of the, I think, very difficult task I went through, because I was not knowing what to do exactly. But later on, it was taken care, and we got the accused. Now they are in jail only. So that sort of thing, I think, I've come across. That is the most difficult thing I saw till now. It has been only 1 year.
Okay. So now we're going to take up another question from another child. So I'm sure that when you do something for the first time, it's very difficult, like you said. Whatever case it was. I mean, if you've not experienced it, but the point is that how you're working on it, how do you make your strategies, and definitely so you have accomplished that. So that's wonderful. So it's always first time for everything. So now, yeah. So now let's take up another question from another child.
Greetings, sir. My name is Samag Kumar. I am a 9th grade student in Government Model High Secondary School at Markham, Chennai. My question is, have you ever felt demotivated? If so, how did you overcome it?
I believe he asked that, have you ever felt demotivated? And if so, then how you overcame it?
Yes.
Yeah, there have been multiple times you'll feel demotivated. After not clearing JE exam, after not clearing UPSC exam. And there are some smaller instances also that you feel dejected, you feel rejected, you feel demotivated. So many emotions will be there. So what I always say to myself is, it's okay, it's not the end of life. We'll manage, we'll recuperate, we'll come again, we'll do it again, and we'll do it. So that sort of attitude will help. You should not be overconfident, but you should be confident in yourself that you have the capacity to do it, and you will do it sometime. So
Yeah.
that is my motivational mantra, I believe.
It's a very good mantra, I feel, and it's something that we all should follow. That this is not the end of life. You will always get more opportunities. You just need to sail through it, and you will get new opportunities. You will be given another chance by life. So I think at times people just give up and feeling demotivated. This didn't happen, so I'm not worth it, or maybe whatever efforts I've put in, they have all gone wasted. So I think we need to come out of that kind of attitude, and we need to feel that every day is a new start, and we need to make that start. So I think that's the
Actually, look for the bigger picture. You have not cleared JE, okay, it's okay. There are many entrepreneurs who are school dropouts, college dropouts, who are doing very well as compared to all the IITians. Isn't that
That's
so?
true.
You have
That's
not cleared UPSC examination. Probably you're going to win a Golden Globe Award. You're going to win a uh, Booker Prize. Maybe you're going to win a Nobel Prize. Who says?
That's true. I mean, there is always another. So that's very true that you need to see a bigger picture. So if one door closes, another opens. So you need to look at those opportunities for sure. So I would also like to ask you that when you were giving your civil services examinations, so what was another option that you had in your mind? If not this, then what?
Actually, I got the Indian Postal Service in the first time, and second time I missed it by 4 marks only. And since I had already a backup of the Indian Postal Service, I gave the third one at third attempt and I cleared. Otherwise, after third time, maybe probably I would have quit postal services, or maybe I would have taken some deputation to some other department. Since it did not happen, so I cannot say for sure what would have happened. Probably I would have joined private job also. So we cannot say for sure.
Yes. But definitely, I mean, you would have definitely explored another other options, and you had certain things in mind.
Yeah.
So plan B is always there if it doesn't work, if this doesn't work. So we have another more interesting questions coming up for you, and let's take it.
Greetings to you, sir. I am Hashika Raju, studying in Sri Venkateshwara Matriculation Higher Secondary School, Chennai. I would like to ask a question to you, sir, and I would be glad if you answer to that. The most successful people always have a role model. Sir, could you please tell us who is your role model behind your success? Thank you.
Sakshi, I would say that I've never followed a role model as such, but one person I have followed is Ronnie O'Sullivan. He is not actually from my field, he is a snooker player.
Okay.
And he is also not the best ranking player as of now. But he has got the titles, maximum titles on his name. So he is a very swift player. He plays very quickly. He has got his attitude. He has got his confidence. And I'm not sure whether he's role model for me, but that attracts me. So I follow him to some extent. So Ronnie O'Sullivan, he won his first tournament when he was 17 years old in 1997, I believe, or 93. And from that, there's something called maximum. When you score 147 points in snooker, that is called a maximum, like a century in cricket.
Okay.
So 147 is the perfect score you can get in a snooker table. It is the maximum score you can get in a snooker table in a single game. And for achieving it, you need to be point perfect. You cannot even handle a slightest mistake in that game. So I think till now he has some 15, 16 147s to his name. And that is the maximum quantity anybody has. So I am attracted to his playing attitude, confidence, his playing style. His records also are very attractive, though he is not the number one player as of now. But I like him.
That's very interesting, and just a snooker player, and you coming from a very different field, and what attracts you about him is that the confidence. I think it's the role model doesn't have to be like it's basically the traits that that person have, that attracts you, and for you it's the confidence with which he plays, the perfection with which he plays. So that's very interesting to know. And now we have one more question which is coming up for you from a child.
Good evening, sir. My name is Sukyumish of class 10 studying in Cordial High School. I really want to congratulate you, sir, for your achievement as an young dedicated IPS officer. I have two questions for you, sir. The first question is, how will you define a success in your life? And my second question is that, what is the strength and weakness of you, sir? Thank you, Uolo, for giving me this opportunity.
I think she's asking how do you define success and what are the strengths and weaknesses of. I missed the last part.
So basically, she wants to ask your strength and your weaknesses.
My strength and my weaknesses, okay. I would say that's a typical interview question. What are your strengths and weaknesses?
So basically, you are a role model for many people. So, people want to know that how do you define that?
Uh, so if I had to give it the reply in an interview, then I would say my weakness is that I overthink. I think too much over, because you can't actually give your weaknesses in an interview.
True.
So overthinking is one of the best thing. I'll reduce it, sir, no issue. And as far as this success is concerned, I believe that success is like happiness. You cannot define it. For one person, success may mean something. For another person, it may mean something else. For one person, being very wealthy, being very rich is success. For one person, being very famous is success. For one person, another person, being very social is success. Being a politician is success. For one person, he's earning well, he's feeding his family well, and he's confined to his family. That is success. So I think whatever gives you happiness, you can define it as your success, your personal success. The world may have different parameters for defining success, but everybody should define their own success, what they want in life, and they should try to achieve it. That I would say.
It's an amazing answer to this question. I mean, I've never looked at success through this lens, and that's so true that whatever is giving happiness to you is actually a success. For a teacher, it could just be, taking the class well and just, being able to deliver your lessons well. Children are learning effectively, and for a businessman, it could mean something very different. It all depends on the goals you have in your life, and whether you're able to achieve it, that gives you happiness. I think you're successful in your own terms. I think that's very very profound, and I think children, everybody needs to pay attention to that. That no one else can make the parameters for your success. That's so true. So now we will take up next question, and I think it's the last question from the students.
Hello, sir. Myself, Dristy, from grade 5th, from Vivek Modern School. Greeting to you, sir. Before starting, I would like to appreciate you for your success. I highly respect you, sir. Now, my question is, how do you think we can resolve the problem of corruption in the country?
Sakshi, I think that corruption is a big menace only. And to solve this, we need to be more open. We need to be more friendly. People need to be knowing their rights. More awareness campaign can be held. One of the biggest successes is Right to Information Act, as we know, that you can get any information where your file is pending, why it is pending. You can get every information, and then you can ask the concerned authority to move your file, clear your file, either deny it or accept it. Whatever is going to do with it, that's okay. And the more openness we have in our system, and the less discretion we have in our system, it will lead to a more corruption-free civil society, I believe.
That's so true, and also knowing that there are so many ways in which we can fight corruption, given in our own system, but we don't know how many of us actually know how to really file an RTI, how to know where my file is pending, how to actually fight with the system is again a big problem. It's a menace for us, and we're not aware. We're not aware where to start. So I think as citizens, we also need to start looking for the answers, the probable answers that are there in present, which are existing and which we can use. And definitely, the more transparency that will come into the system, like you said, the more corrupt-free our society is going to be. Sir, you have given brilliant answers to all the questions we have asked. You have motivated the students. Just now, we are coming to the conclusion of this interview, but I want you to share that there are so many students, thousands of students who are watching this webinar right now. So, what is that one message you want to give to all of them? How should they choose their career? How should they make their goals in life? What is that one message that you will give to them?
I would say it's very difficult in the beginning of your childhood to decide what you want to do actually. because your preferences may change with time, your likings, dislikings may change. Right? So don't be too hard and fast on a particular thing. You keep your options open. Okay, you want to be a doctor, go for it. You move in that direction, but keep your options open. And when you are in the stage, I think 10th to 12th, then you can take a proper decision. Okay, I like this thing, I like doing this thing, and I want to move in this direction. Then you can properly move in that direction. But what happens is, even after moving to that particular stream, like doing IIT, engineering, people feel that something is missing. Some people move from engineering to music. Some people move somewhere else. I know one senior of mine, he was in IIT Delhi. He became IAS, and then he left IAS for playing music.
Okay.
So you can never define your preferences exactly. So keep looking, keep finding what do you want actually in life, and then you'll be in a better situation to decide in which direction you should go.
I think it's a great message that has been given to students, and I'm sure that they are going to follow it. And it's very valuable advice to them. If they can do it, it's great. So don't be in that boundary. Keep exploring. Keep looking for what you really like. And at times, it might happen that you might not get it in the first, the first shot of that. That I want to do it. You have decided, but maybe later on you want to change it also. So always keep that thing open. And with this, we come to the closure of the session. And it was great having you, sir. And you have motivated and inspired students a lot. And thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Sakshi, and thank you all the children for being patient and listening to me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. It was great. Thank you.